everyone, thank you so much for being here and listening to my story. Today I decided to share with you guys my spiritual journey from where I began to where I am now. I want to say spiritual journeys are never ending, so I am nowhere near the end of my spiritual journey. I am not here to say I am awakened and I am at this point where others should yearn to be. No, I am just doing me. So if we're gonna start this, we have to start from the beginning, and that is like my teenage years, you know? The years where you're forming who you are and your identity and who you want to be, and you're just figuring out a lot of stuff about life. Honestly, my teenage years were not a good time in my life. I lived in an abusive household, a very toxic environment. I had no physical space or headspace to evolve and grow into the person that I wanted to be. I was just stuck in this like toxic environment with super bad energy, horrible vibes, and just a lost girl with nowhere to go. I struggled immensely with my mental health, and I felt like nobody was there to listen to me, to understand what I was going through. I felt like I had nobody to talk to. I had horrible depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, and just stress, anxiety, super low confidence. I really was just like lost in a place where I felt like I had no support or nobody to go to feel found. Like I just felt lost with no guidance, and I feel like that's a horrible combination for a teenager. During that time, I was so interested in these lifestyles that I thought were so unattainable to me. Like I would love to watch minimalism videos and videos of spiritual people or people living in vans or people living their dream lives, and I would watch these videos kind of like living through them, and you know, never thinking that I could get there, never thinking that that could be me. So I've always been aware of this lifestyle and aware that people were actually living life in a happy way or in a way different than mine, but I just felt like it wasn't for me. I felt like it could never be me. It was unattainable. That was something that was never going to be my lifestyle. So then luckily I was able to move out at 19, so I was finally able to have my own space and clear my mind and have a space that it was just for Emily, away from all of the toxic relationships and abusive relationships and trauma, and away from all of this negativity. I finally had a space where I could say, hey, who does Emily want to be, you know? And I do want to say, throughout all of this, I was making YouTube videos. So when I lived at home, I was making YouTube videos. When I moved out, I was making YouTube videos. Through all of these phases of my spiritual journey, I was making videos. I just feel like that's such a vulnerable state for a child or teenager to be in, and it definitely caused a lot of stress that I was like going through all of these changes and journeys and trauma and trying to heal, while also having to make YouTube videos and having my mistakes broadcasted and having, you know, my choices being shown and being promoted, you know, my bad choices being promoted. So I feel like I never really had a moment for myself to just have a spiritual journey, have an awakening, find myself without cameras, like without me being on camera. So that's a big reason why I made this smaller second YouTube channel and deleted my old one, because I wanted space for me. I wanted space for Emily to figure out who she is without feeling so much pressure. But yeah, so I moved out. I was finally making money from doing social media and doing so many fast fashion sponsorships. I was making so much more money than I am now because I was, you know, promoting such unethical lifestyle choices and, you know, doing all of that. During that time of me living alone, I really was able to understand that mental health is extremely important, and I was using material items and money to fulfill holes in my heart. I was using fashion and hype and money and designer things and shiny things and jewelry and sneakers to fill up all of these holes in my heart, and I wasn't able to heal them because I thought that like money and materialistic items were healing them. And then, you know, I was going like that for a while. I thought I was happy, I thought I was fine, and then I remember one night specifically, like something bad happened. I feel like everybody hits a rock bottom, and then when you hit a rock bottom, it's kind of like, all right, now I need to like figure shit out and I need to get help. So I don't want to go like super into it, but I definitely hit like a rock bottom moment, and the next morning after that I was like, no, I can't live like this anymore. So I found a therapist and I started going to therapy, and I made the decision by myself, which is the best thing I could have ever done. I could not connect with spirituality if I did not figure out my mental health first. I feel like my mental health journey goes directly into my spiritual journey, because I wouldn't be able to be who I am today without making all of these other decisions. So that's why I wanted to start from there. So yeah, I started therapy and I started working on my mental health for like a year. And I was still into material things and money and, you know, all of that. But I slowly realized like, oh, those things are not healing me. Those things are not gonna solve anything. Those things are not gonna fix any holes that I have or any trauma. Like, money does not fix trauma, or fame does not heal you, you know? I was so wrapped up in that world of like being an influencer and like buying designer things and doing all of that, and I thought I was so happy, but I was not. I was so depressed at that time. I am so happy that I hit, you know, kind of a rock bottom moment, because I would have never started therapy if I did not hit that rock bottom moment. And I feel like that day is just a crucial part of my life, whether I like it or not, whether I want to remember it or not. It took me a very long time to heal from that rock bottom moment, and now I finally can look at it and say like, wow, I needed that, you know? So I think everything in my life is for a reason. Finally, I kind of had an awakening and I documented it super outwardly on my YouTube channel. This is when I started getting into the ethics of the world and understanding that this world kind of sucks in a lot of aspects. I realized that you cannot find value in material things. I realized that you cannot heal by making money. You need to like do other things. You need to find out who you are. I started caring about morals and animals and ethics in the planet, and those things helped me realize like my little world is not the center of the world, if that makes sense. Like, the world doesn't revolve around me and my little world. The world is vast and I'm just a singular part of it that is so small compared to everything else. So at that time, I just really started stripping down all of my materialistic tendencies, like wearing makeup. I shaved my head at this time because I just needed to mark this like amazing, crucial point of life. I wanted to shave my head to tell myself like, you're doing this for a reason. And every time you look at your hair, you can remember that like, that's how long you've been doing this. So I grew out my hair now, and all of this hair that I have has been with me through my entire spiritual journey. When I look at my hair and I see that it's gotten so long compared to when it was a buzz cut, it reminds me that I've been on this path for this long. And you know, I'm gonna continue growing out my hair. I don't want to cut it. I want it to be super long so I can remember that like, this is for a reason. I did this for a reason. It's kind of like a physical marker for who I am and why I am the way that I am, if that makes any sense. So, bitch. So I was still doing therapy. I actually found a new therapist at this time, which I love her so much. I started getting into mindfulness and spirituality and crystals. I remember crystals was the first thing that I got into because I've always loved shiny things and materialistic glam stuff. I've always loved those things, so it was very, very easy for me to feel drawn to crystals because it was so much embedded into my mind that like, oh, I love shiny things, I love pretty things, crystals are shiny and pretty, you know. So I'm happy that I had that connect, like very genuine, easy connection to crystals. And they were really the first things to like get me into a spiritual journey and get me into realizing that there's way more than what we can see. I used to just believe that everything that we could see is all that existed. You know, I didn't believe in like a god or believe in any religion. I really just was like, this is our world and that's it. Like, there's nothing more to it. Crystals was the first thing to kind of make me shift my mindset into being like, maybe there's something else out here. Maybe there's more. And of course, when I was like getting into this whole awakening, I wanted guidance. So I looked on YouTube and looked online to see, how do I do this lifestyle that I've always dreamt of? But at that time, the people at the forefront of spirituality, veganism, and sustainability, it's extremely whitewashed. I would watch these videos and I would think like, all right, all of these things that I like, it's not correct, because they're not like that. So I need to be like them. I need to act like them. I need to dress like them. I need to look like them. I thought that that was like the epitome of who is a spiritual person, who is a person that cares about things, who is a person that cares about ethics and the world and the planet. And I was very much thrown into that mindset of like, that is who I want to be and that is who I'm gonna try to be. And you could very much see that in my videos when I first started getting into spirituality and mindfulness, because I didn't know better. I didn't know that you could express yourself in different ways but still believe in stuff. But I have to say, I'm so happy that I stripped down from fashion and makeup and hair and all of this stuff, because it gave me the time to just think about me, think about who I am, and think about like why I'm doing this. I am kind of happy that I was so stripped down, because I was just able to focus on my teachings and my learnings and educating myself and growing and evolving from a place with no distractions. Like, I wasn't ready to have fashion being an important thing to me at that time. All I wanted to do was heal. I wanted to heal all of my traumas, all of the holes in my heart, everything that I was trying to heal with materialistic things or fashion or makeup or hair. I wanted to heal from the inside. I wanted to heal from a spiritual sense. Like, I didn't want to approach self-confidence by just throwing on a cute outfit and makeup and feeling good like that. I wanted to strip down and feel good just naturally how I was, bald-headed and all. So I did that for a while, and then now I feel like I am finally free and I'm finally truly me. I feel that I can do spirituality my own way. I could implement the things that I like in my own way, you know? I finally feel that I can connect all different parts of me. I am so upset that for the time of my awakening, I suppressed so much of the stuff that I loved, like music and fashion and anime and cute things and, you know, aesthetic things. Like, I was suppressing all of that because I just wanted to focus on healing. I really was just going through a big healing part of my life. But now I feel like I have overcome that healing. And I've healed so much of my trauma from childhood. I have healed so many people that I thought I could never ever forgive in my life. I have forgiven, and they have become some of my favorite people ever. I'm just so amazed by my personal growth and my ability to forgive and my ability to cope with things and survive happily every day, and my ability to just be happy and be okay with that now I can once again explore all these things that I used to love. I feel like now I can be secure with who I am and how I look and my mindsets, and I could look like a bad bitch, but I could also read your tarot cards, you know? Like, there's so much to me. There's so much in me. Why am I gonna just focus on one part? Why am I just gonna minimize that? Why am I gonna look at these people who preach sustainability and spirituality and wanna be exactly like them? I don't wanna be exactly like them anymore. I wanna be me. I wanna be who I am from the root of who Emily Lee is, you know? And I finally feel so secure with myself, and I've been feeling so confident in my body, in my brain, in my soul, in my energy, everything. I've just been feeling so good, and I feel like you guys could definitely see that. And I think that me creating this channel, this second channel, was the best thing I could have ever done, because it finally gave me the space to just like figure out who I am. And to me, spirituality has completely helped me figure out who is Emily. I know I didn't talk about much about like the things that I practice and the things that I like to do, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about my main practices. Meditation is a huge part of my life. I love yoga, crystals, tarot card readings. I love harnessing the energy of the full moon and the new moon. I do full moon rituals every month. I do new moon rituals every month. I like to live in a kinder mindset. I like to be kind to myself. I like to be gentle with myself and others, and I just honestly like to just try to be as positive as possible and try to be as gentle and carefree as I can. I have noticed that like my mental health is so good recently. I just know now that I need to focus on what's gonna make me happy. Now it's all about what can I do to make Emily happy? What can I do to stay happy? What makes me happy is a perfect cohesive blend of all of these things that are a part of my life. So spirituality and believing in these things is a huge part of my life, but it's not a defining factor anymore. I feel like for a while I felt like it had to be this defining factor, and I couldn't like anything else, or I couldn't talk about anything else, because then people wouldn't understand that I am into these things. But I feel like in my recent videos and in my recent life in general, everything is just such a blend, intertwined perfectly, and my life feels so full and so happy. And I finally feel free and finally feel like Emily Lee is here, and she's happy and she is fulfilled. And I'm so excited to see where I go next. I'm so excited to learn about things, but I'm just letting myself explore all aspects of my life. Being unapologetically me, you know? Like, I finally just feel so secure and so happy and just so free. I'm always learning new things. Now what I'm doing is focusing on growth and learning. I want to expand my mind to like a point where it blows up because there's so much in it. Like, I just want to learn so much. I'm really just excited to see what comes next, and I don't know if this video was cohesive or made any sense because I was just talking from my brain, but I hope I explained everything in a cohesive way. I really want this video to be good. That was a lot. Oh my god, I really hope that this video made sense. Okay, it will be fine. I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Love you. Peace the fuck out.